Hey everyone, Matt Beamer here from In the Marbles. Thank you so much for tuning in to us this week for another episode of In the Marbles, a very, very special episode. Joined by, as always, by my co-host, Preston Lude. Preston, how's it going, man?
It's going great. How does it feel? 1 year.
1 year, man. Yeah, this is such a big episode for us. It's our 1 year anniversary of In the Marbles. And as we talked about in previous shows, a lot of shows don't even make it past episode 7 of the show.
Really?
Of their show. So, yeah, I got a little special something here for us for the 1 year episode.
Oh!
And I'm so happy that, we've been doing this for a year, growing steadily, and all that stuff, man. It's been a fun ride. Can't wait to see what the next year brings.
Who would have thought that when we started, we would be on YouTube? So, well, I mean, it's still kind of new, but still.
I knew eventually we were going to be on YouTube. It just took a little time, and I'm glad now. And that's going to slowly, I think, start going here soon. I don't think we had many. we haven't had many views on the videos, I believe.
No, we haven't.
But eventually, people will discover us either on there or word of mouth or something like that. Either way.
I wish there's a way, whenever I finally do start live streaming with a webcam, I wonder if there's a way I can just transfer everything over to YouTube.
There's a way.
Because I know that you have a few iRacing.
Yeah, I got a few, and I just use OBS and take care of it like that. But
right.
Yeah, well, Ian isn't here.
I
texted
know.
him, and he didn't show up. Kind of disappointed.
Well, did he message you back?
No.
Oh, okay, well.
So kind of disappointed in that,
good.
But you know what? 1 year, been consistent. I've been to every episode. You haven't, but that's okay. What was that? What happened?
I thought I had to sneeze just now, and then it went away. Like, oh my gosh. I was trying to back up from the microphone, and when I went to sneeze, then it was no longer there, and I was just like, okay. But like, was that weird? Did it look weird that I just did that?
Yeah, it looked very weird.
It was slowly building, and I was like, this is going to be bad. And like, I was going to back up, and like, sometimes if I like look up and I have light coming at me, it helps me sneeze, and then it just went away. So I was just like, all right, then never mind. So
let's. Oh man! So our 1 year episode. This is a really big one, and for those of you wondering why it isn't episode 54 and it's episode 53, is that we took Christmas and New Year's off last year, as we're going to do this year. So worry not. It's our 1 year when this episode drops tomorrow. It's pretty cool. But I gotta ask, what's your favorite memory of the past year, man?
Oh God. Well, my not so favorite memory was the first episode, because I thought I kind of butchered that a little bit.
We both did, man, and that's half the fun of.
Yeah, that was half the fun of it. Man, I can't really think of a whole lot. I mean, like, the Daytona episode was pretty funny. The stories that you had to tell.
Yeah.
Did we have stories to tell when we went to Roval? There wasn't really a whole lot going on. Well, oh, wait, I remember now. I think we did tell the story of when we all got locked out.
Oh, yeah.
At the camper, and I had to climb through the window.
We put you through a little VEIS stuff, yeah.
That was pretty funny.
I remember that. Yeah, that was at least one hiccup there. Other than that weekend went great. And then after that, I went to Disney World. And I'm sure, I don't know if anybody knows this, but our first 2 episodes were recorded the same night. Our pilot episode and our dream field of 40 cars.
Yeah.
Racing was recorded the same night. I edited those both the same day and released them 1 week apart because I was going to go to Disney and we couldn't do a show the next week. So I said, we got to do this. And it was so miserable because I think we started at 7 and then we ended the first show and then said, okay, let's do our 40-car field. And then we started right over again, did another about 45-minute show. It took 3 hours to edit both of those.
Oh, God.
And it was miserable.
You should have been offered a job by somebody, an editor.
Well, I don't know. My skills haven't been discovered yet.
They will be.
I would say so. But my favorite memory of this whole thing, I think it was just like, seeing the numbers go up and up. more people are listening to the show, and we really appreciate it. And, I think it's just been fun figuring everything out as far as the YouTube, the sound stuff, getting everything set up and still evolving and doing this.
When you talk about the numbers going up, some of my other favorite memories are when we had Bryant Barnhill first on the show, and we still keep in contact with him and everything.
Yeah.
And I know there was a cool thing about last week when we had Owen Smith on the show, and he said he came across us on Instagram.
Yeah.
It just popped up. He said it was recommended, and I was like, holy crap, it really is working then.
And what's really nice is you're in charge of the Instagram. I have no idea how to work Instagram.
Yeah, but I've always wondered how would people come across that. But then he was like, yeah, I just, looking for something to listen to, and I was on Instagram, and you guys just popped up and said it was recommended for me, and I was like, holy cow, that's pretty neat. It really is working. How about that?
Yeah, so, and it was good talking to him, and wish he did better at Bristol. We'll get more into that, but we're going to change up. After 1 year, I figured I want to talk more about our opinions on racing, on NASCAR, Formula One, Indy, whatever it may be. I'd rather talk more about our opinions on this. So what we're gonna do stuff a bit differently here, and we'll explain as we go along.
Yep.
Not going to do the normal. Who's our top 5 from the races? Who we have for next week? Who to watch out for? We have our picks to win.
Yeah.
The upcoming races and why, but it isn't going to be the typical talking for NASCAR about 30 minutes just about the race, but I want to get more in depth in it. I want to get more in the marbles with it. Stuff where no one wants to go. The original idea of this show a year ago was you and I sitting down at the firehouse and talking about what we want to see. We wanted to go off the beaten path, thus in the marbles where no one wants to go. And I feel like, the years progressed as far as the evolution of the show, but I feel like it could get better as anything you put your time and effort into. Not that we did bad. I think we did for our first year. We're not doing horrible. We're not losing people. It's consistently rising like the stock market. But I just want to bring up more opinions and get more fan interactions instead of, this was the recap of the race that happened on Saturday and today's Wednesday and everybody knows the recaps. But let's get more into it.
There are plenty of podcasts out there that go over recaps.
Yeah, and and I don't mind recapping the race. I just want to.
Yeah, you want to change it up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to change it up, but in a good way.
Yeah,
change it up in a good way to where I think you and I could take the show and go further with it, stuff like that. But it's been a fun ride. I can't wait to see what the next year brings, where we're going to go, what we're going to do. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, do a little bit more than we did this year. This year was a bust. But it's going to be fun. And I must say, my uncle brought it up to me. He's been listening to the show since the start. And he says I say the word absolutely a lot.
You do?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think I've ever heard you say it that much.
Yeah, go back and listen to the shows. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
I just need a sound button with absolutely on it.
Well, I used to say a lot, so...
You still say a lot.
You're right.
I do the editing, man. I do the editing.
Yeah.
But Preston, man, how's it going with life? I have a bit of sad news from you, as far as the job.
Oh, yes. I am no longer a firefighter.
Yeah, and that's a bummer, man, because...
I mean, I came to accept it. I mean, it's okay. I'm having some minor health issues that kind of restrict me from doing the job to the fullest extent, which is okay. I'm like, you know what? That's fine. I've already come to terms and moved on, looking at other places. So it's okay, All
right. And you just had an interview today.
Yes, I did.
Well, where at? You want to tell us where? Or
a delivery company.
Okay. That's fair enough. That's fair enough for right now until you actually start working there. I could see why you don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, exactly. So
family good? Everything good?
Family's good. Life is good. Baby's good.
Both babies.
Both babies are good.
Good. We went up to Bristol this past week.
How was that?
The weather was beautiful. I'm going to get more into it there because I got my opinions about the Bristol race.
Okay.
Coming up here, but overall the weekend was great. The weather was outstanding. 50 degrees up there.
Oh.
It was at night in the 40s, but 60s during the day. It was beautiful up in the mountains. I want to thank my Aunt Margaret and Uncle Dudley for letting us stay up there in the mountain house. It's just perfect weather. I could sit out there on their gazebo all day and just relax. But we came back, and we stopped. My mother-in-law came with us, so we dropped her off, and then we went back to go and take her back and start on our way home. And my niece, nephew, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, and mother-in-law, pretty much all of Caroline's family, were going to go to their pond. Mm-hmm. And so when they were going, they of course had my niece say, "Can you go to the pond with us?" She's 2 years old, so it's like, oh man, no, I want to go home.
Did you say no?
Well, I said no initially, and then when we started going there, we went to a gas station, gas up, and everything, and the pond was literally right next door to there. So my Caroline said, "Hey, let's go. You want to go? It's your last chance." And we ended up staying 2 more hours at the pond. It was fun, and fishing, or at least trying to fish. It was breezy that day, but a lot of fun. Good seeing the family. Just good going to another NASCAR race 2 in 3 weeks. My new Kevin Harvick car is down there in the display.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it's
nice.
Yeah, I didn't want to see Harvick win. I kind of wanted to see Kyle Busch win.
Oh, okay.
Because I've seen Kyle Busch win in the Nationwide Series.
Oh,
but never in the Cup Series. I wanted to see someone else different win, but Harvick's dominating. We'll get more into that, but I'm glad everything's going well. Hope everything's going good out there for you Marbleheads. And if you've been listening to the show since day one, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you a lot. I actually really appreciate it.
Make sure to, half of the show is, I feel, word of mouth. Mm-hmm. So tell your friends, tell anybody who you come across with an NASCAR hat, hey, there's this podcast you listen to. Help us out. Help me. Help you.
Yeah.
Preston and I bring racing to the world. But that being said, you got anything else, man? Anything else going on with life?
Nope. Just wish I could be racing Formula One a little bit more these days, but I'm just so busy. I haven't been able to stream it at all, honestly, and it kind of sucks, but once I get everything back in order, then I'll hopefully be back there again. But I'm keeping the Twitch channel up for now. Yeah,
and I want to start streaming my iRacing stuff.
Because I'm thinking about because I've already set the webcam up and tested it out, and I mean everything works fine. But do
you have overlays?
What is overlays?
Okay, we'll talk more about that offline.
Okay, all right, that's good. So I think I'll start. If I can, I'll start streaming late at night, doing just multiplayer races, because there's a lot of stupid stuff that happens there, and I'm sure you would love to see the reaction of me half the time.
Jeez, you should see my reaction. I've just stopped caring in NASCAR. I've just stopped, or iRacing. I'm just whatever. If it happens, it happens.
Well, I mean, I say if it happens, it happens, but my initial reactions are just oh, what? Oh, you kidding? But you kind of should expect that.
Oh yeah.
Especially in Formula One, where most of the action happens in turn one after the start.
Turn one, lap one, all that good stuff.
Half the people brake too late, and so you'll just see on the right-hand side just a bunch of people running into each other, and everyone's turning right, and then half the field's going straight still through the turn, missing the turn. It's awful.
And if you start in the back, you just mosey your way through it.
That's what I try to do. When those races start, sometimes there's just a one-shot qualifying, and then sometimes they do a quick 18-minute session. And especially in my league that I race in, if I can't get close to the front, I'm just going to kind of if I start in the middle of the field, as soon as we start, I pull off to the side and just kind of let everybody go by, because, like you said, a lot of that stuff happens right there in turn one, and I don't want to get caught up in that.
Yeah, man.
So
I don't blame you, but we got a lot to talk about, man.
There's a lot to talk about.
So what we're going to do is hit into the news and go from there. First piece of news I have, and it's the big one. It's the talk of the town. Bubba Wallace is joining Denny Hamlin's race team with the help of Michael Jordan. It's official, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited about this. 10 out of 10 excitement. I can't wait to see what this team does. Preston, how do you feel about this? Because a lot of people either all in for it or not in it at all, or they're just, this is a bad decision by Hamlin, the naysayers out there. What do you think?
I'm excited for it. It's going to be cool to see just a single car team. I mean, they should be competitive at least, knowing Denny Hamlin.
I would think so. I would think that they would be competitive. But you never know.
I mean, I think it's good for the sport. I think it's good for Bubba Wallace. Definitely. It's cool that Michael Jordan's getting involved because I'm pretty sure he's been a race fan for quite some time anyways.
Yeah, I didn't know that about Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
I knew he grew up in the Carolinas, but I never knew he was went to races, watched the old school races. I never knew that about Michael Jordan, and him jumping on board kind of reminds me of a Joe Gibbs type thing where someone from outside the sport who, at first glance, unless you sit down and hear it from him, because all you think about Michael Jordan is basketball. That's all you think about.
Basketball.
But then he goes a little further. You pull the string a little more, and he likes racing. This is probably something he's been debating for a while about, and I'm so excited to see what him and Denny Hamlin Racing can do. This is going to be fun. I'm surprised they didn't call it like Hamlin Jordan Racing or.
Oh, so what is there a name for it?
Yeah, it's just Denny Hamlin. It's just Denny Hamlin Racing.
Oh, okay.
But looking forward to it. It's going to be, I think, a lot of fun. Good for the sport.
Yeah.
The publicity for the sport right now is astronomically high because of Michael Jordan's entrance, and it's just the talk of the sports world, I feel. And I think it's going to be, let's be fair here, it's going to be a fifth Joe Gibbs car.
If we go back over the last week, so when Bubba Wallace announced that he wasn't coming back to Richard Petty, the rumors just, man, let me tell you what, it was like a hurricane of rumors. Oh, he's going to the 42. Got to be going to the 42.
And that's what I thought, too.
And I think that's what we all thought. And then Maples was telling me, hey, Denny Hamlin's got a press conference at 5 o'clock on Saturday. And then it was for nothing. So
it's never for nothing.
So then they came out the other day, and that's what it was. But I think we kind of knew that was coming as well, that he was going to announce that because of the rumors that, hey, Denny Hamlin wants to start his own team anyways. So I'm with you, 10 out of 10. I mean, I can't wait. It's going to be cool.
I'm very excited about it, and that's just one more notch in the silly season fiasco that we've been having this year. And another piece of silly season news, Ross Chastain is going to be heading to that 42 car.
Fantastic.
Driven by, right now, Matt Kenseth after about a little ways into the season after the whole Kyle Larson incident. But that's big for Chastain. I think he's going to excel in there. He's doing well in the Xfinity Series this year, way better than he did last year. And I think he's going to bring that boost that team needs. Not just that team, but Chip Ganassi as an organization to it. He's got a good teammate in Kurt Busch, and I think he's going to, and with that veteran driver behind him, I think he's going to do very well. It's going to be fun to watch Ross Chastain coming through the ranks, but now he's going to be in Cup full time. Your thoughts?
I love it. Absolutely.
Another
love it.
10 out of 10.
All caps. Like when I saw that he was getting promoted, I was like, man, this is something that he needs. This is good for him. This is definitely what he needs. Finally,
yeah, it's definitely good for him. He's earned a seat in the Cup Series.
Yes,
I feel, and I think he's going to do marvelous.
I think he could be a contender.
And maybe not right away.
Well, yeah, I mean, a couple years down the road, but I mean, I think he's got that.
He's coming into good equipment.
Yeah,
he's coming into a very solidly organized team. And I think the team has won. The team has proven that it can win. And I think he's going to do well. And if anybody's out there who's getting into NASCAR, Ross Chastain is the guy to follow. From Florida, his family owns a watermelon farm. That's why he smashes watermelons like Gallagher every time he wins. But I think that's going to be good, not only for Ross Chastain, but for Chip Ganassi and bringing him to the sport, bringing a lot of fans, I think, up from the lower levels. Another piece of news coming up here. Fans for a while now have been saying we want more road courses and short tracks.
Yep.
Well, fans, you might not have to wait too much longer for a new one. Reports are that in 2021, the Cup Series will run at Circuit of Americas there in Austin, Texas. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but reports are coming out that the Circuit of Americas could join the Cup schedule as early as 2021. I'm iffy about that.
Yeah, see, I was going to say the same thing. I kind of have my reserves about this one.
I think that track was specifically built for Formula One.
Yeah, that's a very big track.
It's a very big, unless they shorten it like maybe they did they can do with Sonoma or Watkins Glen.
Yeah.
When I say Sonoma, is it Sonoma still? No, it's
Yeah, it's
I
still
was thinking Sears Point.
That's old school.
I'm going old school here.
I mean, you're going before like Infineon.
Right. So Sonoma, they can shorten the track and reconfigure it. The same way with Watkins Glen, they can shorten it, reconfigure it, just take away the boot, and you have the cup track.
Yeah.
Can they do that here? Maybe.
I need to see schematics on the track first. I need to see what a layout looks like if they could.
I'm kind of iffy here because
it's just a very big track.
And I'm not much. I like the road courses to a point. I don't want to see them saturated with road courses.
Well, here's my take with it. So we know what a Formula One car is capable of, and how much faster you can get back to top speed. So, like, you get back on the throttle, and Formula One cars are going. That track, I can't off the top of my head think of the lap times that are run typically by a Formula One car. But knowing the difference between a Formula One car and a Cup Series car, I mean, that's a really big track. That's going to take a while.
It will, and
I mean, I'm like you. I think you hit the nail on the head with that track. Seems like it's made just for Formula One.
But it was specifically built a few years ago, like in 20.
I think it was.
I want to say 15, 14, 15. One of the two.
No.
Earlier
Formula
than that.
One's been there for the past 8 years, I think.
Yeah, 2012, 2011. I don't know the exact date it was introduced to the schedule offhand, but it was built for Formula One to bring Formula One back to the United States.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm iffy about that. Am I willing to give it a shot? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But am I thinking it's going to stay there for the long haul? Am I thinking it's going to stay there forever? Is it going to be the next Watkins Glen? No. I think they're going to give it a year because they're talking street circus, dude. 2021 schedule hasn't even come out yet. I thought it was going to come out earlier in September, mid-September, maybe in August, reports were. But everybody's still
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on with everything, and I'm just curious to see what.
Now, with this, I believe this is taking, if this is going to be true, I believe this is supposed to take away one of Texas's original Cup dates, because Texas has 2 Cup dates, I believe.
One in the playoff and one in the spring, I believe.
So because Texas is getting the All-Star race next year, which I'm still kind of a little, I don't know about that either. I mean, we've seen lately.
We can bring that up to NASCAR to move All-Star race to Texas in 2021. Now, I like that. Bristol worked out fine. To have it in one place like Charlotte, yeah, it's a tradition, and I don't mind the All-Star race being at Charlotte. It's a good time for everybody to kind of stay at home, not to really have to travel. But if you're going to have these races, these All-Star races, you might as well make the race right after it the Cup race, the points race.
Yeah.
Because the last thing I would want to do as a crew member is to go to Texas for the All-Star race and then come back and prepare for the Coke 600.
Mm-hmm.
Go there and prepare the car for the All-Star race. Have fun. Have all the teams there. And then after the All-Star race is over, go and get ready for the Cup race, the points race that following week. And
man, I really don't know where to go with this one. I don't know.
That's what I would say.
I don't know. See, I'm just looking at it from a standpoint of like, so we went from Charlotte and we go to Bristol, and now we're going back to like almost like another Charlotte, just a faster. I mean, Texas is faster for sure.
Well, I don't mind it. I like it.
I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, the All-Star race in the past few years hasn't really been the best. I know a lot of fans that would say, "Oh, they're kind of suck," I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of with you. Maybe what I'm thinking maybe they should do is, in my mind, like I think maybe they should hold the All-Star race at a different track every year, but have like back-to-backs like you're saying. So have the All-Star race and then have the points race the next weekend. I think that's how NASCAR should do it. I think they should have All-Star race at whatever track they want to do that year. Then the next race should be the points race at the same track.
Yep.
And then, like I've been saying for a little bit of time now, they should have a different track every year for the championship race as well. They should go to a different track every year. It shouldn't just be the same every year. I think they should switch it up. Yeah,
I liked Homestead as a finishing race, though, but Phoenix is going to be a fun race, and given the way this season's going, that Stewart-Haas number 4 is going to win it.
I wouldn't be betting against him, honestly.
Absolutely not. See, there I go again. Absolutely. I would not bet against Kevin Harvick. But you have any other piece of news, man? That's it for the news.
No, I think that was pretty much all that right there was talk of the town in NASCAR in general.
I can't wait till Denny Hamlin Racing kicks off. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think Bubba's going to be competitive, but this is really Bubba's time to sink or swim.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no excuses now. He's going to have, I'm pretty sure, Joe Gibbs backed equipment. He's going to have a Joe Gibbs backed car. He's going to have a Joe Gibbs backed driver in Denny Hamlin, a very good driver. On top of that, the publicity and money and the sponsors that come with the name Michael Jordan coming in. If Bubba Wallace fails on this and doesn't live up to expectation, you can't blame the car. You can't blame the sponsors. You can't blame the team. You can only blame the driver. This is going to be really, can Bubba Wallace drive a NASCAR Cup car?
Yep.
If he can, great. I think it would be good for the sport. If he can't, nobody can say anything. People who love him, people who hate him will sure have something to say. Like, I told you. I bet they're chopping at the bit to say I told you so.
Yep.
But I want to see him succeed. I want to see every one of those drivers in good quality cars. The Timmy Hills, the Quinn House, every one of those guys trying to make it in there. I want to see them make it. And this seat could have gone to anybody and went to Bubba Wallace. There's nothing you could do about it now.
Nope.
But again, that being said, it went to Bubba Wallace. Doesn't have the best track record in NASCAR. We're not even talking about the controversies he's been spun up in. We're talking about on-track performance.
Right.
I want to see how he does, personally. And this is, if he sinks, okay. If he swims, great.
Great.
So, but you got anything else before we get in? And we're not going to say NASCAR.